Hello and welcome back to Factorio Fixit. My name's Negative Root and let's get cracking today. We're playing another one of my early factories. This is number 3. I discovered these while on holidays and I thought they were long gone. So let's... oh dear, that went down the wrong hole. Let's get cracking with this one. This save, if we remember save 2, Save 2 was about 2 days after Save 1, and then I played this one, and you know everything was hunky-dory, and then something must have caused me to be like, you, your mate, and your barbecue can, yeah. This next factory, Save 3, was saved on the 5th of July, so this is about a week and a half after Save 2. And you notice that instantly this is another 2 hours on Save 2. So for each of my saves, you can see that they get longer as I go along, and obviously as I get better at the game. Now let's have a look at Save 3. Let's dive right in and see how we go. So this is, as you can see, a much larger and much more complicated factory. Let's turn on Advanced Info and let's have a look. Now I do remember this factory. I was quite proud of it. As you can see, it's quite large, especially by my standards. And there's a couple of curious things I start to work out. You can see that I'm barreling up oil amongst other things. What's the issue? Oh, there we go. Okay, we're working again. Right, now, so you can see that my oil setup is much more straightforward. I've actually got advanced oil processing in this one, so I'm able to crack things down from the heavier constituents into the smaller stuff. Now, I've also got logistics bots running around, which is very, very cool. I think this is the first game that I actually achieved it. I managed to get the little buggers actually working for me. You see that I've got batteries set up, I've got plastic, which means that I have laser turrets and I have advanced circuits, but you can see that I have no biters. I think it was this save that I was like, yeah, I'm rocking it, it's awesome, and then I realised that I turned biters off, and I did actually need biters to finish the game, because alien technology requires alien artifacts, and I think that's why I stopped this save. Otherwise I still would have kept going with it. I was feeling really good about this one. Now, I've got mining happening. I want to point something out here because I think that this is the point at which I started to work or started to think about how things were sitting on the belts. I'm obviously doing bigger factories. I'm needing more materials to get in. So I was like, well, if I put some on this side and I put some on this side, theoretically, this should balance itself out if the belt is ever full. It's never full because the demand is way too high, but you can see where my thinking is starting. You can see down here I've got another kind of rebalancer, and I'm trying to get this thing to work evenly. You can see I'm starting to use splitters to combine different things, and that is very, very interesting because this is something that I hadn't done up till this point, and here you can see that I've actually nailed a rebalancer. Inadvertently, I don't think I would have planned that, but there it is. Now here we got a few things. Whoa. So there we go. We've got that. We'll throw that in there so that can smelt up. You can see that I've got the main bus idea. You can see that it's getting bigger and more involved with each factory iteration, which is good. And you can see right here I make a very, very big mistake though. I cap it. And it's those damn iron gear wheels again. They get thrown onto a bus to be taken up here and to do engines with, and that's such an idiotic idea. This is something that I thankfully correct eventually. It just takes me a long time to work out this is a freaking bad idea. Anyway, moving right along. We see that we have our science and everything is all pretty compact. It's all smashed together. I've got my circuits being built here. You can see that my bus is being distributed and recombined and changed, and this was many hours of work here. You can see though that I'm using smart inserters, which is never a good idea. It's never a bright idea to have a smart inserter saving your bacon. Anytime that happens, bad things are going to happen to you. So let's just correct a few things here. Let's see. Okay. Now I do remember this this factory. You can see that this is actually the first one that I've got blue sites up and running in. So that was very exciting, and I had to really hack it together. It took me a lot of work to get blue sites. I'm thinking like I reckon I had green sites up in a couple of hours, and then it took me 5 or more to just to sort blue sites. And it was like constant work of, okay, well, how do I get this thing to frickin' work? You can see that down here I'm just hacking things together to try and get it to work. I'm distributing things past. If this has got, if this is requiring too many gear wheels, I'm shooting some past, and it was just a big head fuck is what it was. It was amazing to work through it and try and get it to work. Ooh, wow, that's a lot. You can see that this is played in 9.8, so we've got the old stack sizes. I prefer the new stack sizes. They're a little bit easier on the brain to figure out how much storage one will have in a box. Oh, okay, sure. Right, well that's a little bit odd. That hasn't been set up, so we'll just do this. Greater than... work less than 300. Oops, 300. Yep, I'm happy with that. Now, so you can see here we're requesting in the red circuits. That does part of our blue circuit build. You can see that we've got smart inserters here. This actual idea is from Roomba, I think, where you're building them all and then you're passing it to the next one in the chain, all in a pretty compact kind of way. They all require similar things, so it makes sense to do something like that, and it's an idea that I've kind of persisted with over time. Work less than 8,000, that's okay. I was wondering what that was doing there. You can see that we've got steel here being you can see this is really bodged up. You can see that we've got steel here being passed over into the to the line so that it can make the blue circuits, sorry, the blue sites. Power, lots and lots of power. 20 megawatts, in fact, from 72 of them. Yeah, wow, that's a lot. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ooh, bad ratio. This is before I'd worked out how to build these things. So that needs to go, and that needs to go, and I'm assuming, yep, that, because otherwise you can, that won't work terribly well. Apparently you can blow up steam engines. I've never done it, but apparently you can do it. Anyway, this has stone on it, so let's go and figure out why that might be happening. Now, it's got to be coming from somewhere, so let's go up here. We'll follow the belt up and see what the story is. Ooh, that's a bad little bottleneck there. We'll speed that up. And we see that we've got a big coal patch being nicely mined here. This is coal. Aha. So here we have stone underneath this mining drill. And that is, you know, it's not ideal, but we can always do something with it. Now, let's grab a quick box. I'll just set this to filter out stone. And there we go. I think that'll probably be job done. I'll just disconnect that for a moment. So there we go. So anytime stone comes out of there, it's going to pick it up and dispose of it. And anytime coal comes out a little past. So we can reconnect this little belt here and let it continue on its way. So that's going to handle that for us. Well, it's actually not going to handle it completely, because we're not going to have the storage that we need there. There we go. That should give us the storage that we need. So I think it's like 2.5k per box. So there's 2.5, there's 5, there's 7.5. Yeah, it's roughly where we need it to be. We'd probably add one more for safety. There we go. One more to safety. I think that's how it works. So yeah, that's that. And you know, if we were to do the same thing here, we need to sort it somehow. And a smart inserter in this case is probably the easiest way of doing it. So yeah, that's that. Let's move right along. So here we have our red circuits. Now red circuits were a bit of a pain in the butt for me. You can see that I'm trying to run copper cable along a belt, and I'm trying to feed not only the green assemblers but also the red assemblers as well. And this, well, hang on, it gets worse. I'm also trying to feed these bad boys up here as well. It's just a recipe for disaster. It's yeah, not going to end well, is the verdict here. So I'll just change this around a little bit. I remember the belt routing here being a pain in the butt. I hadn't. It's one of those things where practice really helps, and when you practice, when you've had a lot of chance to work with belts and be figuring out this kind of stuff, you do kind of work out methods on how to get it to flow smoothly. You can see that I've done that without an inserter now, and the added bonus is I can rebalance this line and get a little bit more belt storage out of it. And belt storage will help with just the total throughput. Oh, here is an example of where. Yep. Okay. How am I going to do this? So that's alien technology. We'll just keep soldering on. We'll get military. How am I going to do this? Okay. So here we need to really double up this cable line. If this is going to be an effective assembling line, we're going to need to get the green circuits elsewhere. Now, oh dear. Oh, this one's got me stumped. Let's go. Oh my god. Yeah. So with the radars, all you need in a given position is 1, because the radius is the same, so it doesn't add to each other. You know, if you have 4 in an area, you don't get 4 times the radius. You just get however many tiles are in between the two radar dishes. So you just burn power. It's not very good. Now, so let's work out on how we can do this. Now, what I'm thinking is we've got this line set up right for these, and we've got enough bots to handle a bit of extra drain on this. So what about if we had a line, right, that ran in this direction? Actually, pick that up. Okay. Now I need 2 requester chests and fast inserters we have. So we'll have one there and one there. Put down our 2 fast inserters, one there and one there. And we're going to go plastic by 200 to there. And we're going to go green circuits by 200 to here. Now this I might change very shortly. It's very, very much subject to change there. Oops, I haven't... Okay, there we go. Now the reason being is I want to get these green circuits off this line if I can. And I want to get them off very, very quickly. Now, how am I going to do that? So here's the issue, right? I can sort the belt using an underground splitter trick. The only question is where I'm going to put the bloody thing now that I've got it here. And I've still got this copper cable just sitting there. And I'm thinking that I can... a couple of inserters maybe? Oh, that's ugly. That is ugly as sin. Okay. Oh my god. This is going to be horrible. Oops. Just copy that across. Nope. Maybe if we move that down by one. Nope. What about now? Ha! Works! Holy shit. Oh shit, look at that. I did not expect that to work. But that's pretty hacked together right there. Now, what do I need to do? This is horrible. This is so bad. What am I doing? Oh my god. So like I'm robbing Peter to pay Paul here. Like I've taken away the production of this just to get these guys running. And yeah, this is why I really don't like putting things on different belts together, as it just really hurts. It makes things so hard when you're trying to get it all to work. Yeah, this one's got me stumped, honestly. I don't know how to make that better. Short of just pulling this little build out, actually, that might be a good idea. Because if we can pull this out right, we can do a little rebalancer in here. And well, actually we could, yeah. So here's the solution I'm thinking. Let's solve this one, because this is pretty in-depth stuff right now. So by pulling that out, what we can actually do here is really start to rebuild all of this. We can see here that this line here is taking iron plate, which is less than ideal. But if we take this out, what we can do from now on is have this going straight through. And having a straight through line here is really going to help our copper cable. That's really going to blow that out the water. So we'll just do that. That'll filter through. Now what we need to do is a bit of a... Oops. That's so bad. What am I doing? And... which means I can remove this hacked up jobby. So we can get rid of that. So this here... Yep, so this needs to be reversed now. Oh, that was close. Who else saw that? I nearly put that onto... Okay. Now this belt is never going to be quick enough to support any more than 3 or 4 of these copper cable producers. You can see, despite our best efforts, we're just not getting the throughput that we need. So we'll probably need to increase the speed of this to get it to work right. So we'll try that now. Okay, so we just need to upgrade that underground belt now. Let there be some more speed. See now that we're recruiting more of these assemblers to work for us. So that is what we're after. Now in here we need to... What's this thing do? Okay. Yeah, in here we need to get this iron plate sorted. So we'll just remove this. This is no longer required. We'll hold that there for a moment, just to hold the form on the line so that we've got the right things in the right spots. And I'm thinking, just because I don't have a good solution and I'm out of time, we go with the old logistics bots. Logistics bots are so good at saving your ass. It's not funny. I regularly turn to them, and I don't see a problem with it. You see, here they come. So there we go. Logistics bots have saved our butt again. It's wonderful. Everyone's happy. Okay, that seems to be all fine. So that's all tied to, yeah, right. So it's all tied to smart inserters at the moment. So that's quite interesting. So yeah, I might stop this video here. If there's something that you'd like me to show, and I've kind of neglected to show it, let me know. I'll come back to the save if there's something you'd like me to run through. I'm happy to do that. It's yeah, as I said in one of my other videos, it might have been this one, don't know. Been very, very interested to see how my mind works and see. Oh, look at this! To see how I have changed how I do things and how my methods have adjusted as I've learnt. And for the most part, the changes have been interesting, to say the least. You can see here that I'm starting to get throughput problems with the iron. The tweaks that I've made have yeah, impacted upon it substantially. That is something that I would have to conquer if I was to continue playing this factory. Luckily I'm not. Very, very luckily I'm not. So I'll leave you here. If there's a factory you'd like me to play, send it through. My email is rootnegative@gmail.com. I would love to have a crack at it. Doesn't have to be a late game factory. It just has to be a factory, and I'll have a play. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, where I take on my last factory. It was either around the time of or during my Let's Play, my first videos on YouTube. So I'll be interested to see what it actually was. So I'll see you then.